Hi, welcome back to my channel. Today I want to show you how you can do really cool vocal tricks in Logic Pro. I'm going to show you some of the ones that I like that are really fun. Okay, so let's jump right into this project. The first trick I want to show you is really cool. So I have this little song. I'll let you listen to a bit of it. I know what you're looking for, and it isn't me. I know what you're looking for. My hair's too short and my mind's too broad. Nobody thought that this would last this long. You stumbled on me in the lost and found. You thought you'd try me out. This isn't working out. I know what you're looking for, and it isn't me. I know what you're looking for. I know what you're looking for, and it isn't me. I know what you're looking for, and it isn't me. Okay, so I actually just added this little clip here. Looking for, and it isn't me. But I actually think I don't need that, so I'm gonna cut that because I want to use this to create a really cool effect, kind of like a transition into the next part of the song. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to do is create a new audio track. I'm going to just cut that one word, and I'm going to hold down Option and drag that here. Now this is what this sounds like. Fun. Right. Now what I'm going to do is hold down Option or Alt until this little icon appears, and then I'm going to drag it out. So now this is what it sounds like. Fun. Okay, maybe just like, actually, yeah, I kind of like it. I'll just make it a little bit less. Fun. And now with it's layered with this one. Fun. Now what I'm going to do, this is where it gets really interesting. So you hear this little kick here. So 1, 2, 3, 4 with the click. Basically every beat there's a kick. What I'm going to do with this vocal, I'm going to put on a noise gate. So I'm just going to type noise gate, and now I'm going to sidechain this to that kick. And now I can mess around with all of these until I get something I like. So here's how it sounds now. So you can smooth it out with this. And now listen to it with my track. I know what you're looking for, and it isn't me. I know what you're looking for. I know what you're looking for, and it isn't me. I know what you're looking for. Pretty cool. Another cool way to use this. I know it's not like a vocal trick, but let's hear this. No. If I had a long synth, so let me just drag this down. If you hold down Option and take the track and just move it down, it'll actually copy and paste both. Now let me just pull out a different one. Okay, so let's say I do Shift / to force legato. So now I do keep. Okay, so this is what that sounds like. But I want this to have some movement, right? So I'm gonna take a drum groove. Maybe, yeah, let's try it. I'm going to bounce this in place by pressing Control-Command-B to bounce this track in place. So it's turning the MIDI into an audio. Okay, and now let's try gating that to the shaker, or sidechaining the gate to the shaker. So now let's pull up shaker. So that's kind of like a cool way that you can add also movement to other instruments. Okay, let's go back to the vocals. Here's what this sounds like. I kind of like how that sounds, but if you want to add even more craziness, what we can do is do a vocal transformer, and now we can automate this down. So if you have your mix, if you click on mix and you select auto, select parameter in read mode. If you automate and you click on what you want to automate, so like right now it says volume, but if I click on this button, bam, it put it right in there. Now what I'm going to do is turn on latch, and I'm just going to go through and automate this. And I don't think I want to change the pitch, maybe just the format. Let's try that. Let me try one more time, even slower. Now let's also add the pitch drop. Let's see how that sounds. Okay, so that's a fun little thing to mess around with. Or what you can do, lots of options. If you open up settings by pressing Command comma, right? Now going to audio and going to general, then going to editing and make sure fade tool click zones is clicked off. Now you can add a fade just by hovering over the top right or left corner, right? So here I am on the top right. And now I'm going to control click and select slow down. And now this is what it kind of does the same thing. Looking for like a tape stop. So that's kind of cool. So you can finesse that a bit. Okay, so that's trick number 1. With vocals, you can also put on a tremolo. I like to just kind of like mess around with some of these presets. So this is how you can like automate panning. And here's how it sounds without the gate, so you can just hear. Kind of like that one. I know what you're looking for. I just put this synth on just to demo for you guys, but I actually really like it. And it isn't me, I know what you're looking for. I just think that gate trick is so cool and just adds so much movement to you. Things you wouldn't think of before. Okay, the next little trick that you can do is, of course, drag this into a sampler and then mess around with your vocals with a little bit of processing that you wouldn't have thought of before, like you would an instrument. Let me show you how to do that. So I'm going to press Control M to unmute it, and this is the one I want to sample, this little note. Four. So I'm just going to select that region and then drag that over here to the bottom and do Quick Sampler Optimized. Now you can play this on your MIDI controller. Fun. If you want it to not speed up when you're going higher up and slow down when you're going lower, then you want to click this button, and this is going to follow the tempo. See now? It keeps it at the same tempo. So you can mess around with reversing it. Which kind of makes a really cool effect. You can also mess around with this pitch here. You can add a glide. Fun. Anyways, pretty fun. Okay, so the other cool thing is that once we have this, we have our MIDI effects that we can use. So we can use the arpeggiator. And I'm just messing around with some of these presets. So this is a really cool way that you can create vocal chops. Here we in. I can actually just probably take these chords and just drag them right in here. And let's just see how it sounds. Let's change it a bit. Let's do it on groove cycle. So that's also really cool. Okay, so the last trick that I have time for today is, a lot of people don't know this, but there's actually a vocoder in Logic Pro, and it's really cool. So what I'm going to do is create a new software instrument. So new software instrument track. Now we're going to do instrument vocoder. Here it is. It's called EVOC 20PS. This one comes with Logic. Okay, cool. So basically how this works is we need to put in some chords here. Let's use these. Hold down Option, move this up to our vocoder track, and now we're going to have the sound pull from the vocals. So I'm going to have it pull from the lead vocals, which I didn't name correctly, but I see that it's audio 24. And now I'm going to pick a preset. I like some of these like vintage vocoders. Let's try them. I like Clear Voice vocoder. And so this is what it sounds like. Oh, and it's really good when the chords are kind of like long. So we're going to do the same thing again. We're going to select all and then do a forced legato by pressing Shift \. Keep. Now listen to how it sounds. I know what you're looking for. And it isn't me. I know what you're looking for. So I actually really just like that for the chorus, right? That's really cool. I know what you're looking for. And let's do it over here too for this chorus. I know what you're looking for. And it isn't me. I know what you're looking for. I know what you're looking for. And it isn't me. I know what you're looking for. Yes, I want to change one thing. Actually, yeah, I like it. I know what you're looking for, and it isn't me. I know what you're looking for. I'll probably just actually extend this one. I know what you're looking for, and it isn't me. I know what you're looking for. I know what you're looking for. So how cool is that? So we can layer these. I know what you're looking for, and it isn't me. I know what you're looking for. Let's hear it with the track. I know what you're looking for, and it isn't me. I know what you're looking for. My head. So fun, right? You can mess around with some of these other presets. Let's hear. I know what you're looking for. It isn't me. I know what you're looking for. I know what you're looking for. That one's pretty cool. So how cool is that? Hopefully this has opened up some creative doors for you to mess around with in Logic. Please let me know what I should make a video on next in the comments, and I will see you next time. Bye!